So I've just recently completed Resident Evil Zero for the second time. And there's some pros and there's some cons of the game, like all games. But I'm just going to give you my opinion on it. I think the overall story it's good. It shows more, well, the origins really of where Wesker and Birkin came from. It has a better partner system than other Resident Evil games. We're not gonna mention the others. The cons. The item box. It doesn't exist. Compared to, if you're the people who've started from Resident Evil 1 to 3, or just, you've only played 4 or anything like that, in 1 and 2 there's item boxes. I haven't played the original 3, so I can't give my opinions. But in 1 and 2 there are item boxes. Allows you to store the items that you don't want, go to a different box around the area, and those items are still there. An item box would help Resident Evil Zero, but you also have the partner system where you have to, dump things on your other character. And I didn't miss every item, but I did leave certain items. I've left the knives. I left, other guns, fuel, acid rounds. The mostly things that I do leave is the ink ribbons. They kind of just take up too much room. I say too much room. They're kind of useless. Use them once, and there's no point of carrying them around. They don't do anything else. The partner system it's a good system. That's my opinion. It's a good system. You got two different characters. They don't do the same thing. Billy has more health, does more damage with the weapons. Rebecca can combine healing items. And in my previous playthrough, I did softlock myself because you needed the ice pick, and I accidentally left it, and I couldn't find it. I literally couldn't find it on the floor. Because the other con is the camera. It has that old school camera from Resident Evil 1 and 2, but the camera can screw you over. Right? The camera is always changing its position, and you could get grabbed by enemies, or you can put your items down and it ends up unable to be picked up. I think the character designs are great. It's all about the leeches, but in some cases you're fighting a couple of hunters. You're fighting giant crickets. You're fighting the scorpion, which you'll never see again. Like, it happens once, boom, done. Right? The birds. Those are the enemies that you only encounter like twice, so you don't have to fight them, but they are a nuisance. Can't wait to get to the other games where we're saying an enemy is a nuisance. About the story as well, and I don't know if the movies are canon, but Billy. You'd never encounter Billy ever again. The first game is done and dusted. That's it, right? That's where he is. He's snapped out of existence. Now, sorry for me being silent. So it does seem to be that, like, that's it for Billy, nothing else. But with the same tattoos that he has, he kind of has that's if I remember correctly. He might not actually have it. I don't think he actually has a tattoo. I thought he did. Oh well, never mind. Okay, I'm wrong. I had to look it up because it kind of reminded me of the Resident Evil movie with Nemesis, Resident Evil 2. I think it is. Oh no, it was the first movie. Is it the first movie? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh no, it might have been Apocalypse. Anyway, I thought he had a tattoo, but never mind. Like, that's it for Billy. That's it, done. Never see him again. Now, throughout the game, that you've got these different creatures, and you've got hunters, which are explained, and you only fight like maybe 4 of them entirely. So I'm guessing that's not where they were kept, apart from for test subjects, for training facility. You've got the crickets, which you do find that there was more research about it. Now, was that Birkin's doing? Was that Marcus's doing? Who knows? But it's there. It was all about leeches. The 2 creatures that don't make any sense is the centipede millipede boss, the bat boss, and the scorpion. Was Marcus doing these research on, like, was he infecting these with the T virus? I can't remember if that was Birkin's doing or anything. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We've completed the game. That's it for now. I'll be that's it for my review. It might be, too long, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you have any, like, I don't know, theories, headcanons, whatever, leave a comment. We'll discuss it, or leave what you think about the game, about Billy, and his sort of story of. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you all later.